Hello, we're Group 3, and we're here to talk to you about labor markets. Labor markets is simply defined as the nominal market in which workers find paying work and employers find willing workers, and wage rates are determined. Labor markets may be local, national, or even international in their scope, and are made up of smaller interacting labor markets for different qualifications, skills, and geographical locations. They depend on the exchange of information between employers and job seekers about wage rates, conditions of employment, level of competition, and job location.
Did you know that approximately 75% of the national income goes to wages and salaries for labor services? In economics, wages is money that is paid or received for works or services as by the hour, day, or the week. The labor market determines the wages. Wages depend on the economy. For example, this would be when the interest rate goes up, investment goes down. When investments go down, obviously the output goes down. When the output is down, not much is being produced, which leads to the price going up. When the prices go up, because of the wealth effect, people feel more poor and they demand higher wages. In economics, in many economies, some individuals will have high income and others will have low income. As said before, wages are determined by the labor market, but why do some people earn more than others? Some reasons include differences in skill, age, and human capital, and preferences towards risk and leisure. I'm going to explain the three biggest reasons for the wage gap in our economy. The first is because of something called human capital. Human capital is the knowledge and skills of workers in the economy. This includes the skills and the education and training. Second is because of preferences. Some people have different attitudes about work, for example, because some may have higher wages because they work more intensely than others. And the final is job preferences. Police and firemen get higher wages because they have a dangerous job. This also goes for coal miners. Wages in the economy are very important. If there weren't for wages, we wouldn't have anything, and our economy wouldn't advance properly.
In a labor market, there are two different types of curves, a supply curve and a demand curve. For the supply curve to shift, new workers need to enter the labor force, and the curve will shift right. A decrease in labor force, such as leaving the country, will cause the curve to shift left. In a demand curve, an increase in technology will cause productivity, and the curve will then shift to the right. A decrease in technology will cause productivity to decrease, and it will shift to the left. It can be shown in the graph provided. To create a better workplace environment, good fringe benefits, safe and friendly working conditions, and child daycare centers should be put in place. These amenities will cause an increase in the supply of labor, shifting right. If job conditions deteriorate, labor supply will decrease, labor supply curve will shift.
Hey guys, so like most topics in economics, the labor market equilibrium can best be described as a supply and demand PDF like this one here. Now, like our normal supply and demand curves, the wage rate among employees and the quality of the labor in the competitive market try and match up with one another to find their equilibrium. The factors that can cause these shifts in the economy and shift the supply and demand either to the left or the right are the changes in labor productivity and changes in product demand for the demand curve, while population, number of hours worked, non-wage income, and personal amenities can affect the supply curve. Each of these factors that I have mentioned can cause their individual curves to shift either to the left or the right. For example, let's say you own a bakery. Muffins are in high demand. Therefore, our demand curve for muffins shifts to the right. But one of your workers gets hurt by overworking. Therefore, the supply will go down. This will lead to, as I have drawn here, a wage surplus, because now you have more money to pay your employees. But let's say the opposite is true. Let's say, for example, the demand for your muffins drops, but you have more bakers on staff, increasing your supply. Because you can't sell as much muffins, this will now lead to a wage shortage among the bakers. Hope that helps.
So we're going to talk about labor unions, and labor unions are made to increase members' wages and improve the working conditions. So labor unions influence the quantity of union labor hired and the wages at which they are hired by altering the supply of labor services. Supply can be altered by raising barriers to entry into a given occupation. For example, by restricting membership, supply will shift, and unions can reduce the quantity of labor supplied to industry employers. As a result, wages will increase from W1 to W2. This can also affect workers that are not in unions, if unions are successful in obtaining higher wages. Because of the downward sloping demand curve for labor, higher wages means less labor is demanded in the union sector. Workers equally skilled but unable to find union work will seek non-union work, increasing the supply and lowering the wages in the non-union sector. This impacts the labor market by having an effect on the quantity of labor supplied in both sectors, as well as in wages, which have their own effect on the labor market.